I would like to welcome everyone to another IRTA Retiredside chat. We're doing it a little differently today. We're doing it through Zoom because my guest, Richard Mirenzi, is that right, Richard?
That's right. Thank you.
With Lifeline Screening. Richard, where are you joining us from?
I'm actually in Canton, Ohio. So I don't know if any of you guys like football or not, but I live right down the street from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So that's kind of our claim to fame here.
So this was able to kind of put Richard in our living room with me, so to say, and yet we can still both be. I'm coming to you from the office here in Indianapolis. So I'm going to let Richard tell you a little bit about himself and Lifeline Screening. Go ahead, Richard.
Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. So my name is Richard Mirenzi, and I work directly with Lifeline Screening. And we have a great relationship with the Indiana Retired Teachers Association, so we want to thank you very much for that. If it's okay with you, I'm just going to go through a couple little things real quick, just to kind of explain the company and who we are, and then explain the great benefits we can provide for your members. So thank you, Laura. First, I just want to say here with Lifeline Screening, this is actually our 30th year anniversary, so we're very happy about that. We've been in business for 30 years, and our goal has been to identify previously unidentified chronic diseases before an adverse event occurs. And we encourage participants to seek follow-up care with their personal physician. So we look for a lot of very unique things that you can't normally get with your doctor. We work with groups like the Indiana Retired Teachers Association by arming your members with compelling data about health risks within your group population, which then allows your group members to gain access and test results they would never have the chance to normally get with their doctors. So we do some very unique things. We are the nation's largest direct-to-consumer screening provider. So I don't know if you can take a look at the map on the little PowerPoint presentation there, but we are all throughout the United States. So all those blue dots there represent one of our screening representations. So as you can see in Indiana, we have a lot of representation there. So we have a lot of screenings in your area. We see over 700,000 participants each year. So throughout across the United States, we've seen quite a few people that come to us. We have 14,000 community and employer events annually. So we'll work sometimes with businesses or groups and have private screenings for them. But then we also have public screenings that anyone can come to, like the members of your community. We're available in all 48 states except for Hawaii and Alaska. So I apologize in advance if you have any members up on vacation in Hawaii. We can't do screenings there. But at Indiana, we're good on that one. We can see everybody there. And so we have the ability to reach pretty much anybody that you would have coming to us. So again, those are our areas that we're located in.
So Richard,
yes,
going back to the other one, and you don't have to going back to that. So if we have members living in Florida, living in Texas, they can take advantage of this.
Absolutely. That's actually a great question. So if you've got members that are retired in Florida, yes, they can call in and they still get the member benefit because they are a member with you. So yes, we'll still give them the discount. If they're on vacation in California, or they have a great aunt in Seattle, they just want to go. As long as we have a screening available, we can see them and they'll all get the discount. Yes.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. So who are the types of people that we would generally see? I would say probably about 92% of the people we screen are over 50 years old. So it tends to be a little bit older. 50% self-report chronic conditions such as diabetes or hypertension. I would say probably 50% of people have family history of stroke or heart attack. And I fully admit I'm right in that category right too. I've got family members that have had things, so I've got to be careful myself. So those are some people that come to us. We tend to see a lot of people that are asymptomatic, which means that they might have issues, but they don't have any symptoms for us. They may not know that they have them yet. A lot of people that come to us are all very concerned about their health and well-being. They come and they seek us out actively. So they are looking for us and they're looking for these tests because they're very hard to get with their doctors. So they're coming to us individually. And then I would say about 40 years old would be about the age where you would want to have our screenings done. So if you have any retired teachers under the age of 40, I would say probably not. But if anybody over 40 we would be a very good fit for them. So those are the types of people that we would see. And then these are the types of tests that we would perform. So we do very unique screenings that are very hard to get with your doctor. So for the first test we do is we do a carotid artery test, where we take an ultrasound machine and we put it right on your carotid artery in your neck. We can actually see how much plaque buildup there is. So that's very important to see that. We do an atrial fibrillation screening that looks for regular heartbeats. We do an abdominal aorta aneurysm screening. The abdominal aorta is like right below your rib cage and right above your stomach muscles, and it's the focal point of where all your blood flows from the top half of your body down to the bottom half. And then, so basically what will happen if that's enlarged, too much blood will go through, and that's a very, very particular vein, and it could cause the vein to burst. So it's very important to make sure it's the right size. We'll do a peripheral arterial disease screening that makes sure you have the right amount of blood flow to all your extremities, like your arms and your legs. And we do an osteoporosis screening, those for weakening bones, which are susceptible to sudden fractures. Those are our main core tests that I would say the majority of our customers come to us for. But then also at the same time, we could do plenty of other tests available as well. So we do blood glucose, we do hemoglobin A1C, we do cholesterol lipid panels, we do prostate cancer, PSA testing, we do colon cancer testing. We could do liver, kidney. A really big one is a C-reactive protein test. That's a really hard blood test to get normally with your doctor. Basically, if there's a blood test and you'd like to have it done and have results that are private, then we're the place to come because we can do a lot of those things for your members. Any questions about these at all so far, Laura?
No, I know you're going to get into pricing and offers later on. You do a lot more testing than what I even realized. So
yeah, there's a lot of things people don't normally realize. Generally, whenever we have a relationship with your members, we just try to focus on those main core testing, which I'll talk about in a second. But if anybody does want to come to us for other tests, we do offer those as well. So if there's a test out there that you want to have done, and it can get the results that are private between you and us so that your doctor doesn't know exactly until you're ready to share it with them, we're the place to come to.
Okay, thank you.
So we have a great relationship with the Indiana Retired Teachers Association. So we have a very special offer for your members. We are able to perform the carotid artery test, the ultrasound machine on your neck, the atrial fibrillation screening, the peripheral arterial disease screening, and the abdominal aorta check. We can do those 4 tests at a special discounted price for your members for $135. If they choose, they can actually upgrade and get an osteoporosis test for $10 more, which would be $145. And this is a big savings because right now our broad market price, let's say if you were just to call in and you weren't a member of the Indiana Retired Teachers Association, it would be $159 for all those. So we give your members a very big discount. This is actually our 2023 pricing. So in 2024, the broad market price is actually going to go up, but you will all still be entitled to the discount that we have with you. So even though the broad market price will still be higher, your members are still going to get that $135 or $145 discount, regardless of what our price is for everyone else next year.
Okay, so you said pricing goes up, but I want to repeat what you said.
Yes.
They can still get that test for the $135 or upgrade.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. You can get the 4 tests for $135, and you can get the osteoporosis $10 more if you want that. That's your choice on that one. And regardless of what our pricing is, if for a broad market person who just sees one of our advertisers that calls in, no matter what the price is in 2024, you are all still entitled to the discounted price that we have our relationship with you at right now. So, so we're still going to continue that member benefit for everyone there. So we have great pricing for all of your members. I'll go through it a little bit too to make sure everyone knows how to get that discounted pricing as well too, because I want to make sure you have our phone number and a little code I'm going to give you in a minute here too. What I'd like to do now real quick, just kind of explain the whole process of how a person would come to us from start to finish and just kind of go through everything, if that's okay, Laura?
Yes, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. So basically what will happen is normally you would receive probably a letter from Lifeline Screening. It would have a little in partnership logo with the Indiana Retired Teachers Association there. And it would have our 1-800 number on it. And you would call the 1-800 number and you would provide us with the code that we give you. And I'm going to give that to everyone in a second here so they have that. And from that point on, they would call into our call center. We're all based mostly out of Ohio, actually. So you're going to be calling someone from the United States. They're going to take your order. They'll walk you through the whole process. They'll go from start to finish. They'll walk you through the tests you want to have done. They'll walk you through the pricing. They'll take your payment. It's a very easy, simple process over the phone. It probably takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes. From that point on, we'll find a day, a time, and location that's close to your member that you would want to go to. So again, as you remember back from the map that I showed you a few screens ago, we have screenings everywhere in Indiana, everywhere throughout the United States. So we're going to have somewhere close by that your members would be able to go to. And from that point on, we would pick the location that they would want to go to. And we would make the appointment, we would take their payment, and then we'd send all their information to them through email. So you get the email confirmation for the order. And then it would probably be maybe a few days out. We'd have an appointment probably maybe a month or two from the time you actually book it. We'll have you do a pre-registration. So you'll be able to go through and have all the information ready to go before you actually come to the screening that day. Whenever it's the day of your screening, you would walk into your appointment. The whole process probably takes about an hour from start to finish. We walk you in, we check you in, and then basically the time of your appointment is when you would start. We're all very organized with everything. So you would start your appointment up. It would take roughly about an hour. It might take a little bit longer if you decide to get some of the blood work that we offer as well. But if you just get the 4 core tests that we have the discount with your members, it takes roughly about an hour. From that point on, we kind of go through each test. So we go from each station category, and members will go through the whole process. I would say if they do find something bad that day, let's say there's a bad result, or maybe that's not something that's so good. Let's say, for example, one of your members have maybe a carotid artery that's more blocked than it should be. Maybe there's a lot of plaque put up in there. What we'll do is we'll pull everyone aside privately. We'll pull that member aside privately and talk to them and let them know, hey, this is not a good issue. You need to go to your doctor immediately. We'll give them the information that they would need to go to their doctor specifically. That way they can have everything taken care of if there is an issue that way. If the results are okay, which it generally are, but if as long as everything's okay, they would be able to get the results in about 10 days after the screening. We have an online portal that your members are able to go to. They basically log into it. The results show up right away in about 10 days. All the results are explained out very thoroughly, so you're not going to get results that you don't understand or something that's hard to understand that maybe you don't have to be a doctor to be. So you can take them, the results are printable. They can take them right to their doctor, and the doctor can pick up right where we left off. So the great thing about us is too, everything we give you is private. So if you choose to keep it private between you and us, it can remain private. If you choose to share it with your doctor can pick up right where we left off. So the whole process from start to finish would take about an hour that day for the screening itself. And then probably about 10 days after, they have access to all the results, including blood work on our own. So we're very efficient in the way we do things. And then the last thing I just want to make sure I go over is make sure you know the correct phone number to call. This is a special phone number just for your members, 800-597-3782. Whenever you call out this phone number, our call center team will know that you're a member of this organization. They'll know to make sure they get you the discount. And then they'll also make sure you give us the priority code, BDHW298. Whenever you give that, that will entitle you to the discount that you have for everything. So, do you have any questions for me, Laura?
Well, you went through that quickly. I appreciate
it because
they may want to go back and look at some of this again. A lot of information in a short amount of time, but that's the purpose of doing these Retiredside chats. Now, Richard, I know during COVID, like pretty much any company, staffing was an issue after COVID.
That's a very good question, yeah.
So I ran into some members that called because they were frustrated because appointments got canceled. But I think you and I were talking that you're doing better with staffing at the locations now.
That's a very good point you bring up. So 2020, I think, was a little bit trouble for everybody at a certain point, especially anything done medical-wise. But yes, we are fully staffed at every event. Everything, when we say you're going to be an hour from start to finish, that is our time now. We are very far removed from COVID, so there's certain things we can't control at some points in time. So
right.
There are things that are there. But yeah, we are fully staffed with everything. The times we quote you are the times that it's going to be. The result time frame, 10 days, is what it's going to be. So yes, it's almost like night and day compared to 2020. It's a big difference.
So if somebody does call in, and I try my best to help them with any issue
Absolutely.
or challenge they have. But if obviously I don't know Lifeline screening like you do, so if they call in and I cannot help them, then I take it that you've got support staff that I can direct them to that can maybe help them with.
Absolutely. So we're here to help your members out. So if there's an issue where if they call and maybe they're having trouble making an appointment or just any issue whatsoever, if they contact you, Laura, And then, Laura, you contact me. I'll help them out with everything. I'm here for them. I am your concierge. So if something is an issue, I will help you out there. Not that there ever would be an issue, but I am here. Laura, you've got my cell phone number, so you can call me directly if there's everything at all. Okay. But I'm here to help out.
Well, Richard, it's good to hear that.
Absolutely.
And I would encourage our members to take advantage. I know that I've had different ones from Lifeline say that what the reason that they feel very passionate about what they do is they do feel like they've saved lives. And that's what we want for our members. We want them to know what's going on with their health and be able to be proactive instead of reactive to it.
These are great tests to be proactive with. You can find out that you're going to have a stroke before you have a stroke. So we can literally see how much plaque buildup is in the artery. If it's there, if it's an issue, you can take action on it. You can fix it before you actually have the stroke. And that's a really great thing to have that information. And again, everything we give you is private. If you want to keep it between you and us, that's as far as it goes. If you want to take that next step to your doctor and have him perform more, the results are made in a way they can go run in your personal medical file with your doctor, and you can follow up and take action from that point on.
Now, one more question.
Sure.
Do you keep records so that I'm thinking if they do this on a regular basis, you can kind of compare?
Yes. So we have a lot of repeat customers. Actually a very good point. They'll come to us year to year. So yes, if you come to us before and you're in our system and you call back, let's say 10 years later and say, hey, you know what? I had a screening a long time ago and I want to check my results and compare these new tests that I had in my old tests years ago. Yes, we have those on file. We can send those to you at any time. It does take a little bit of time to dig them out sometimes, maybe probably about 15 to 20 days to get them out to you. But we do have them available so you can always compare your results. Yes.
Okay. Well, Richard, again, I thank you. I hope that our members realize this is a good resource for them being a member of IRTA. And I thank you for joining us today. And go to our website, Richard, because you're going to be able to see this very soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Uploaded to our Retiredside chat. So thank you. And maybe we can do an updated version of this in the future. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, everybody. It's nice to meet everyone, and we look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.